Hello and welcome to another ACY Securities daily report video. My name is Alistair Schultz and I'm going to be a host through today's trading journey. Now in this video, I'm looking at Erdogan a little bit deeper. Yesterday we spoke about what's going on with the Turkish Lira and how central bank policy is a little bit messy at the moment for Turkey. Now of course, Erdogan has some pretty weird ideas on rates of all kinds, whether that be interest or inflation. It doesn't really matter. Now, I've been looking into this a little bit deeper to get a bit of a sense on where his thoughts and ideologies actually come from to fit into the scheme of things. Now, Erdogan sees high rate interest slowing growth. Now, he's not wrong about that. You can tick that off as, yes, we can agree with that. High interest rates do slow growth. That's what they're intended to do. Now, of course, he also says that they fuel inflation. I put a big check mark on this saying not quite accurate. It kind of goes against conventional economic theories. Now, when central banks actually increase rates, banks are able to borrow less. So this is where we get the first point thing. Interest rates slowing growth. Okay, great. We've got that checked off. The elevated rates and inflation, it just goes against the economic theories of what we've seen across the world and what history defines itself as. Now, there are some theories that suggest, he could be right in some instances, but it requires huge amounts of income coming in from international export and, of course, imports. So that's not happening, and that doesn't really fit the parameters for what Turkey actually is. So where is he getting his ideas actually from? Now, in my idea, Erdogan was a businessman before he became a politician. And what he's found so far has been that most of that time was spent around the food industry. Now, Turkish businesses actually borrow really, really heavy to cover their operating expenses, whether that be because they need it from month to month or whether that's just how they operate things remains for me to really look into. But from what I can see, they're drawing more than what they probably need at sometimes just so that they can make sure they have a bit of a buffer zone going on. Now, in his views, the higher rates equal higher prices for customers, i.e. if we see higher interest rates, it means that the businesses behind them are going to increase the cost of their goods because it's costing them more, and then they're going to pass that on to customers. So, to a degree, there's actually logic in what he's thinking. But if he's wrong, the Lira is going to weaken further. We're already seeing a bit of a topsy-turvy time for them with the Lira having a lot of weakness after the removal of the central bank chairman. And whilst we've seen that occurring, it will also drive higher inflation with a weaker currency. So will the new bank head cut rates is really one of the biggest questions. Is he really going to take on the path? Is he going to pay attention to Erdogan, or is he going to be fired again in the shorter period of time? We've already seen 4 new heads of the central bank in a 2-year period. So, if this guy goes, that'll be the 5th. And that doesn't really inspire a lot of confidence for the handle and how things are operating over there. The second big question is, how quickly are they going to cut rates? So they're the 2 big ones. Are they going to cut the rates? Is the new head of the central bank going to cut the rates? And how quickly are they going to do it? We already have a 15% inflation rate, nearing 16% inflation rate for Turkey. Any changes like this where we see a cutting of the general rates will obviously increase this inflation rate pretty high. So keep an eye on that. The Turkish Lira is going to be quite volatile. It might be led to some good opportunities. I'm looking at the Turkish Lira having the weakness, so pick your currencies and charts based around that. Of course, if you have any questions on today's video or you want to get in contact with me, please feel free to shoot me a message at any of my social media channels that you can see above and behind me. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this video so you can get more great content from me and ACY Securities in the future. Have a great trading day ahead.